It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
All right, we've got another one from Braden on YouTube. I think you'll like this one.
Uh-oh.
It's an interesting one. My wife is 26 and I am 29, nearing 20% down on our first home. So
Nice.
That's exciting. He said, should we consider doing 20% down as we planned or topping off our tax advantaged accounts?
Call Miss Mouse.
So, okay, to recap, should they go ahead and put 20% down on the house, or should they consider topping off their tax-advantaged account? He said we saved 60%, but lack income to complete step 5 on a normal year, which is Roth and HSA.
So, okay, and by the way, you guys are just in an awesome spot. Good for you guys, buying your first home, saving that money. We love putting 20% down on home purchases because there are a lot of benefits of that.
Definitely.
You protect yourself from going underwater, right? You lower the payment that you'll be paying over the course of, over the course of the mortgage that you have in place. And maybe the biggest benefit is you often skirt PMI, the mortgage insurance required if you put less than 20% down. However, the guidance we normally provide for first-time home buyers is that 20% is a really hard number to hit. So oftentimes, folks sort of in your age range have a really hard time getting to that 20%, especially like in the where we live, just south of Nashville in Franklin, Tennessee. Home prices are skyrocketing.
Yeah, and I think it's happening in every major city and like suburb for sure.
That's right. And so when people when they try to get to that 20% down, when they finally get there, houses have gone up 20%.
The number keeps changing
That's right.
and
So
going
you're
up.
chasing it.
Yes.
So one of the things we say is when you buy your first home purchase, it's okay to not put 20% down. It's okay if you want to do 3.5%, 5%, 10%. I mean, you kind of figure out the number that makes sense for you. And then what that allows you to do is not avoid some of these other things that you would like to do, like following through the financial order of operations, maxing out your Roth, maxing out your HSA, maxing out your pre-tax accounts. Now, you guys are in a different position, right? You guys are in the position where you've already got the 20% saved. So it's standing there and it's ready to go in. You're not like trying to build to it. It's ready to go in there. So what we always have to do when it comes to giving like financial guidance in that realm is we have to step back to what is your why? What are the long-term goals that you and were they married or engaged?
Married.
Married. That you and your spouse are hoping to achieve, and you have to let that kind of inform your decision. Because we have tons of friends who put 20% down on their first home, and then they get serious about saving money because they're still young, 26 and 29, and they build tons of wealth and they're incredibly successful. And we have other folks who don't do that, and they put 5% down, and they use those dollars to fund other pieces of it. The one thing you have to make sure you do, though, is if you do decide to put less down, you ought to ask your mortgage company, especially with rates right now, hey, are there things I can do to get out of PMI? Can I do something where like my lender covers the cost of PMI? Or can I take a premium on the rate to not have the PMI? There are different ways you can structure your mortgage so that you don't have to pay that. And then maybe the most important thing is if you do decrease your down payment, which increases your loan amount, which increases your monthly payment, you have to make sure that still falls inside that 25% of gross income for your housing cost. If putting less down causes you to go above that, then you're in some dangerous territory.
Yeah, and that means you do have to put more.
That means you have to put
20%.
more down
Right.
to get the payment down. But you're kind of in this great spot where you get to go back to the why. Now, mathematic optimization. Since Brian's not here, I can talk about this. At your age, mathematically, there's a high likelihood it would be more advantageous to put less down, deploy those dollars to work for you, low interest on a mortgage, higher rate of return. That might be the mathematically optimal answer to your question, but unfortunately, financial planning and finance in general is not all math.
Right.
It's half science, half art, math all mixed in there. You got to figure out what makes the most sense for you and your spouse.
Yeah, I figured you would like bringing up the math since they're
Yep.
still in their 20s because
Absolutely.
it's a consideration, right?